Today, Thomas Tuchel released his England squad list for the 2026 World Cup. And obviously, like many people, I have a lot to say about this squad list because there's some questionable picks in there, I can't lie. Okay, I have the squad list in front of me right now. I'll put it on the screen. Okay, so firstly, we look at the goalkeepers. Okay, I think that's fine. Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, James Trafford. I think that's fine. I think you can make a shout for Nick Pope, of course. But maybe he just has not been at that level this season. I don't mind Dean Henderson as a second choice goalie. James Trafford for the future, I don't mind it. No issues there. And then we come to the first controversial omission from the team. Okay, we have the defenders, alright? So we have Dan Burn, we have Mark Gahey, we have Reece James, Ezri Konsa, Tino Livramento, Nico O'Reilly, Jarrell Kwanzaa, Jet Spence, and also John Stones. Hold on, wait, what? Jet Spence? Holy shit, that's crazy. I didn't even see that name at first. Okay, anyway, first things first, where is Maguire? Like, genuinely, where is Maguire? Like, not choosing Maguire, like, has genuinely made England fans think that Tuchel is doing an inside job. Okay, that's how crazy this decision is, not having Maguire. The guy who has been ever present since many tournaments ago, has always performed his best for England, has always done his best. He's a set piece threat, and most importantly, if you want to look at the core of it, his performances this season. I have a lot of Man U fans who are my friends. They say that Maguire is the best centre back at the club this season. How is he not playing? Okay, and then to make it even worse, how is he not playing how is he not selected over players like Jarrell Kwanzaa, John Stones? Like, come on, John Stones has barely played this season. If you take John Stones, you should take Maguire because John Stones is in there for the same reasons that Maguire should be in there as well. And in fact, Maguire has even more reason to be in there because he's still playing now. He's still playing regularly now, and he's still really, really good. I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. In terms of set piece threat, Maguire is the best set piece threat out of those defenders mentioned, by the way. Yes, even better than Nanburn, okay, if you ask me. Maguire is crazy, criminal how he's not there, okay? Genuinely criminal, okay? And then we look at, no Lewis Hall. No Lewis Hall is crazy, considering how well he's done for Newcastle this season and the depth that he provides at left back. And then you take Jet Spence over him, who, first of all, I mean, shout out to him. He has a broken jaw. Hopefully he recovers soon. But to be honest, I don't really care. He's not that good. Okay, I don't know why there's hype about Jet Spence. Is it because he's like the first Muslim English player or something? He's not that good. He's generally not that good. He's definitely not better than Lewis Hall. So I don't see how he's chosen over Lewis Hall. Like, I saw the interview, like Tuchel was saying sometimes it's about position as well, what position is needed. They literally play the same position. In fact, Lewis Hall is a more natural left back than Jet Spence. So I don't understand how the hell is Jet Spence here. Genuinely don't understand. I think the thing that like frustrates people the most about this list is that the criteria keeps changing. Like for Maguire, firstly for Maguire, genuinely I can't think of a reason why you would not have him. Yeah, Maguire definitely baffles me. Maguire, we're going to rank the top 3 worst omissions from this list at the end of this video. But Maguire, definitely, I don't see any reason why, okay? Lewis Hall, the only reason I could think of maybe is performances in the England shirt. But has Jet Spence been that great? I don't think so, okay? I guess Kwanzaa, has he been that great in the England shirt? Has he been great for Leverkusen? Even if he's great for Leverkusen, someone has been great for Man United. I think there's levels there, okay? For the rest of them, I think Livramento, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. Having Dan Burn there, obviously, is because of not having Lewis Hall. Maybe Jet Spence is just because to cover right back, left back. I kind of get it, but Jet Spence is just there to just cover both sides, I guess. But you already have Livramento for cover on right back. If need be, you can have Ezri Konsa there. Do you really need a third right back? I don't think so. And to me, I think if Jet Spence, as an England fan, if Jet Spence plays, if I was an England fan, if Jet Spence plays, I'll be a bit worried, for sure. I was genuinely editing my video when I realized I forgot about one of the big snubs from this team as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold is not going to be at the 2026 World Cup. And I think maybe it's not one of the more mentioned names, but maybe because he's not really been part of the setup for like the past few months. But I think that's criminal. The fact that he's not been in the rotation. I remember when Tuchel had that like 55-man list How is Trent not inside? There must be something that went on behind the scenes, with the staff or whatever, with Tuchel, between Trent and Tuchel or whatever, that kind of like excluded him from even being considered as an option. Because if I live in a world where Jet Spence is considered over Trent for his country's fullback position, fullback slot, and I think that's ludicrous. And I mean, even if you look at the right backs, I mean, you got Livramento, you got Reece James. Trent, I would take Trent over Livramento. I would understand why you would take Livramento, but I still think you need space for Trent. I didn't mention it probably because like I think it wasn't really a shock because he hasn't been, like I say, he hasn't been selected in the past few rounds. But I think it still should be talked about. The fact that a generational talent like Trent, okay, with his passing, with his vision, is not even considered for his country's World Cup squad. I think if Trent was French, he would be starting every game, or if not, rotating with Koundé. If he was Brazilian, they would treat him like a god. If he was Dutch, they would treat him like a god. If he was German, he would be starting. Yeah, you get the point. It's just the fact that he's in England, okay, and for some reason, the manager or the coaching staff or the play style just doesn't suit him. Yeah, and he's not in the team. We have the midfielders. You have Elliot Anderson, you have Jude Bellingham, of course, Eberechi Eze, sure, Jordan Henderson, Kobe Mainu, Declan Rice, and Morgan Rogers. Okay, so this is where players like Foden didn't make it. For me, Foden, I think no one is screaming or shouting that Foden is not there. I think it's fair enough. No Cole Palmer. No Cole Palmer. Yes, I know I'm a Chelsea fan, and inherently there'll be a bit of bias, but I genuinely do think that Cole Palmer should be in this squad. I think if you look at his performances in the Euros, in the semis, assisted Watkins in the final, scored a brilliant goal. And for England, if talking about, okay, now we talk about the performances for England, right? In the England shirt, right? Palmer is better than Morgan Rogers. Is better than Palmer is mixed between these. He's had a midfielder or forward. Okay, he's better than Madueke, who we'll talk about later. Okay, so crazy that Palmer's not there. If you go based on this season's form, okay, I can kind of understand that. But then again, Madueke, we'll talk about it later. Okay, Madueke infuriates me with the fact that he's in this squad. Then we have who's snubbed from here? Foden, Palmer. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, no Wharton in this squad. That is crazy. I think the main thing that people will look at is the fact that Jordan Henderson got in over Wharton. Definitely a leadership, locker room pick kind of vibe. I don't know, man. I would probably have chosen Wharton, of course. For me, if you have a lack of like veteran leaders, then bring Maguire. Then you don't need Henderson for his veteran leadership. I think it's pretty simple. I just don't see how you get this wrong. Like, you take in Henderson because you don't have enough veteran leaders, but why do you leave out Maguire in the first place? It all starts from Maguire, bro. Oh my god, I think Maguire might be the biggest snub of this list. Maguire or Palmer, one of them. How is Wharton? For me, Wharton provides something that these the midfielders that we have right now don't provide. And if you need someone, and what I mean by that is, I think his long ball passing is his ability to break through the lines. I think is the best, if not one of the best, that we have in amongst English players. And the fact that he's not there for a Jordan Henderson, who's going to be a locker room guy, and yes, I know Wharton is not going to play every single game, but there may be games where we need someone to kind of break the lines, especially if they're sitting back, to deliver, to whip in crosses, to deliver like the over the top through balls. Wharton is your guy, bro. And if you bring Henderson just for his leadership, I feel like many players can provide that. So what's the point of you being there? Yeah, crazy. And then we look at the forwards. We have Anthony Gordon, we have Harry Kane, Noni Madueke, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney, Al Ahly Ivan Toney has made it to the squad, and Ollie Watkins. Obviously, like I said earlier, the big omission here is Cole Palmer. I think I always saw Palmer as the replacement for Saka, to replace him at the end of the games, or even to compete with Saka, for the starting position. To me, it's blasphemous that I think a lot of Chelsea fans are enraged, obviously, because we hate Madueke. But objectively, I just think it's crazy that Palmer has been snubbed for Madueke. Because on what grounds? Okay, let's go step by step. Okay, let's take it step by step. What would the criteria be for you to take Madueke over Palmer? Okay, let's look at this season. Performances this season. Okay, sure. Palmer has had the worst season of his career. Can you say that Madueke has had a better season than Palmer just because he won the league? That doesn't make sense. Just because someone has won the league doesn't that means they have a better season than you. If someone has won the league, okay, of the coattails of other great players, they didn't do anything. Does that make the season better than another player who is in a worse team, who is in a worse predicament, who's dealing with injury? Does that make Madueke better than Palmer? No. If you look at the performances in the England shirt, definitely Palmer has played better than Madueke. If you look at fit, maybe he wants a 1v1 demon, I guess. But let's be real. Madueke can beat his man. But after that, where is the ball going after that? If as someone who beats his man one-on-one, right, with the output that he has, that means there's something wrong, bro. If you can beat your man consistently one-on-one but not have the output to show, what does that mean? What does that show? It means that every time you beat your man, and Arsenal fans know this, either Madueke is booting the ball into rosette, or he's like shooting to the corner flag, bro. So to me, it's baffling that Madueke has been chosen over Palmer. It's ridiculous. I don't see in any world why we would choose Madueke over Palmer. Okay, maybe just for the 1v1 ability, but even then, like, Madueke is such a frustrating player to watch. Honestly, like, just objectively, he's such a frustrating player to watch. It's ridiculous. I think other than that, I think Anthony Gordon, Marcus Rashford, the left side, I think I'm okay with that. Bukayo's, of course. Oli Watkins, sure. Ivan Toney is a surprise for sure. I'm not as bothered about this one. I think that it's pretty obvious why he chose Ivan Toney. I mean, he's a good penalty kick taker, which you need in these kind of tournaments. Actually, that's probably it, right? I mean, I don't. If it wasn't for the penalties, honestly, I would take Welbeck over Toney, because Welbeck is cooking in the Premier League at his age. Ivan Toney is in Al Ahly, bro. Like that's just that. I don't even need to look at the Premier Saudi League stats to see how good Ivan Toney is doing. Just think about it. Welbeck is cooking, bro, in the Premier League. Wait, let me check how many goals Welbeck has got in the Premier League. Okay, in terms of overall play, just watching him play, I already know that he's good. Okay, because I watched Welbeck play for Brighton this season. Okay, now I just need the stats to back it up. Let me see. Hold on. Stats. Oh, wait. This season. Let me see. Stats this season. 13 goals in 36 appearances. Okay, with 13 goals in 25 starts, basically. That's really good. I mean, more than enough to play as a third choice striker. I think if you take him, okay, then that's the thing about the changing the criteria, right? The ever changing criteria. Okay, if Ivan Toney has been brought in because of penalties, right? Then why is Madueke chosen over Palmer, one of the best penalty kick takers? Yes, I know he's missed since like 1 or 2 this season, but you would trust Palmer over Madueke in a penalty shootout? Doesn't make any sense. Genuinely does not make any sense. I think that's the part that makes people like extremely frustrated. Okay, obviously, I'm not like the biggest England fan. I mean, I root for England because, a lot of the players are from the Premier League, and I know a lot of players, obviously not personally, but, I root for them because, it's like familiar faces. And like, they kind of like underdog, so they haven't won it since 66, so it's cool to support England. But obviously, I'm not too fussed about it because, I mean, I am Singaporean, so I'm more fussed about the Singapore national team. Maybe, probably there'll be a video about that soon, maybe. But I just think this selection was so crazy that I had to make a video, but I wasn't gonna make a video about it because it's like, I mean, a lot of teams have announced their teams already, like Brazil, France, Portugal. I mean, they didn't really care about it. Except Neymar making to the Brazilian team. But for this one, it was so egregious that I had to make a video about it. And yeah, other than that, I think, I forgot one. Morgan Gibbs-White. Yeah, Morgan Gibbs-White for the midfielders. I think it's between Morgan Rogers or Morgan Gibbs-White. For me, if you ask me, Rogers was chosen over Gibbs-White mainly for his versatility because he's also able to play on the left. But if you ask me who do I want as a replacement for Jude Bellingham? I would take Morgan Gibbs-White, actually. I just think he's technically I mean, yes, Morgan Rogers is extremely skilled, but Morgan Gibbs-White, for me, his finishing, his playmaking, what he's doing in a Forest team, saving them from relegation, I think takes big cojones, and this is a testament to his ability to put his team on his back. And in tough times, if Jude is not there, I need players with that kind of mentality. Not saying Morgan Rogers can't do it, but I just personally prefer Morgan Gibbs White to Morgan Rogers. And also, if you want to need someone to cover on the left, you already have Eze, who can kind of do that. So to me, I probably would have chosen Morgan Gibbs White over. Probably would have chosen Morgan Gibbs White over Morgan Rogers, but I'm not too fussed about that. I think to me, like I said, the biggest snub of this selection is Harry Maguire. I've got to rank the three biggest snubs. I think the three biggest snubs, probably number one, by far in a way, it has to be Maguire. Maguire, I think number one. Second, I think it has to be Palmer, and then third, I'll probably say Wharton. Yeah, I'll probably say Wharton, because you could have easily had Wharton in the team instead of Henderson, and Tuchel didn't choose that. So yeah. And also, just on an additional note for this England team, I think before the tournament, I think Tuchel already had a lot of pressure going to the tournament, because England has always been like so close to winning it but not being able to. I mean, I know in the last World Cup they lost to France in the quarterfinals, but they've always been in and around winning something but never actually doing it. So for them to kind of get a non-English manager, firstly that's tough, okay, and then for them to get a proven winner with. So the aim has to be winning, right? The aim has to be winning the World Cup. And yeah, I think there's tremendous amount of pressure on England to do well. And I think with this controversial selection, I think that has ramped up the pressure even more. So I wish Thomas Tuchel all the best for this upcoming tournament. Comment down below if you know the reason why Maguire got snubbed. I would love to hear a reasonable answer, because to be honest, I really can't think of one. It's been hours since this squad has been announced. I have yet to think of a reason why Maguire has been snubbed. Let me know what you think about this England squad announcement. Let me know if you have any suggestions for any future videos that I should execute. And let me know if you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment. And also, if you're new around here, please subscribe. There'll be a lot of videos coming this summer, especially with the World Cup. A lot of Chelsea-related videos. A lot of Premier League-related videos. And we still have the UCL final to preview. And yeah, many more types of content to be uploaded to this channel. So please stay tuned, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.